How are you doing today? And happy Earth Day. It's Earth Day today. And I actually was reminded by Mother Nature, so to say, that it is Earth Day by having a ladybug visited me early in the morning in my kitchen. There was just a ladybug show up in the kitchen. And I said, oh, well, what a wonderful coincidence with it being Earth Day. So I'm sharing some ladybug with you. And so what do you do to honor this Earth Day? Perhaps you're doing something special, and perhaps not. That's also good. But if you do, what are you doing to honor this Earth Day? For me, in addition to doing a lot of things that we can do, one thing that I do, and perhaps you want to join me to do, is to use this Earth Day as a reflection and a reflections on life in general, life in this our personal life, as well as our life in the universe, and again our personal life. How have we been doing in terms of being able to thrive? Because the Earth Day is to honor and celebrate earth, and to usually to promote conservation so the earth can continue to thrive. So what are you doing to be able to thrive even more? And one thing that I find very helpful, actually, and also my peace of mind tip for you this week, is actually to look at the earth, to look at Mother Earth, many people say it, and look at her character, to get the earth character, and see where are we with that. And that might just be allowing us to have a little more peace of mind when things are happening. So what are some of the character? And you might come up with more than, or something completely different than I do. Please do share them in the comment below. But for me, one thing with the earth, with Mother Earth, is Mother Earth don't judge. It's if we look at the tree out there and so forth, trees don't say, I kind of don't like your flowery shirt there. I think you're trying to mimic me or something in a very incompetent way. Therefore, I'm not gonna give my fruit to you. Tree don't do those kind of thing, right? Thankfully. And the let's say you go to the oceans and you feel like swimming. The ocean doesn't say, what's up with that new hairdo? I don't like your new hair. I don't like your new hairdo. I'm gonna hold my water back from ya. Oceans, tree, Mother Earth, nature do not judge. They just say, okay, we'll just allow you as you are. And perhaps it's something that you might want to consider endeavoring, not saying that you're judgmental, not at all. But sometimes being human, we might like, oh God, what's that? Now, sometimes it's against other people. But what about even more, with the most important person, which is you? Many of us are very good in not judging other people. How are you in not judging yourself? Perhaps your hair not looking as magnificent today, regardless of what you're doing. Sometimes that happens, right? And you're like, oh my God, what are you doing? Oh my God, look at the way I look right now with this hair. Perhaps an experience I have, it was last month, I believe. For out of the blue, I just got this big old bump in the middle of my forehead. It's look magnificent. Look like I was trying to grow a horn, like those unicorn picture, right? And this happened. It shows up right before couple in very important in-person meeting. And so sometimes that happened. And then what would you say? It's like, oh my God, look at me. Oh gosh. Or you're gonna say, it's the way I choose to do it at the time. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna let it be and gonna make it memorable and just rock it. And so what is about the what is how compassionate my nature doesn't judge, doesn't pick, regardless of what's going on. And how are you, not just with other people, but with yourself in particular, moment to moment, when you are making a mistake, when you things with you are not going the way you would love to be, how are you in not judging yourself and say, God, what happened there? I was so stupid, or I was so lame or something, but perhaps it's just a lesson, right? And so that's the one thing, the natures don't judge. And the other thing that I would say that I gather from nature is nature's love. In the realm of the not judging, nature loves and give freely. You know, the tree don't say, I'm not gonna I'm gonna love this person, I'm not gonna love that person, or well, you know, I wonder if I let you hang out under my leaves, under my canopy, if a tree with a canopy, that you might just I wonder if you're gonna be taking too much love from me, you know, and then I'll be deprived from love. Things like that. Trees don't do that kind of thing. Same thing with oceans, right? Oceans not like, oh my God, you know, am I gonna be deprived from love here or something like that? And the oceans and the trees give, right? They give freely as well. They say, oh, it's I have fruit. Here, take my fruit. Not like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna give my fruit this time to you because well, there's only four left on my trees here on me, and then yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this in you know, just in case. Uh, trees don't do that, and so is nature. And sometimes for you, for some of us who has pets, you can even look at pets, which is an expression of nature, right? And the pets also don't say, you know what, I'm gonna worry if I'm gonna be love deprived here or something. Well, if I greet you yet one more time, I greet you yet one more time, and you haven't been greeting me as energetically as I would love you to be, because hey, I'm a puppy and I jump up and down like that for 100 times in 1 minute, then I'm not gonna be doing that, because I mean, you know, if I jump up 100 times, you better jump up 100 times, otherwise we're not even here. So natures don't count, don't hold back, and no, this is not a promo to tell you to give away everything that you have and then you have no place to stay. It's not that at all. But sometimes it's a matter of just simply giving empathy, giving and doing things for our loved one without actually saying, I've done this many times and you haven't got back to me. That's also not an endorsement to being a doormat, but also at the same time, so that sometimes we just want to say, okay, well, you know, we can always send love to somebody and send good feelings and good vibrations, good energy, and not worry that okay, we're going to be running out of them. It doesn't happen that way. So that's the other thing, to be able to love. And then the other thing that I find, where from nature, looking lessons, some of the character of nature is to actually, nature's able to receive and to forgive with also no limit. And the way nature goes, they if we allow things to nature, we put fertilizers into the ground doesn't say, yeah, well, I'm feeling like a lone ranger right now, I'm not gonna take your fertilizer or something like that. And then nature's also forgive. It's very fascinating to see. Now, sometimes it's possible to have somebody destroy things to the core of it, and then it's called being completely destroyed. But a lot of time, if let's say you do something with nature, if you do something to the plant, to do something even to a pet, and you're like, oh my goodness, you know, that was not something I should have done, that was a mishap, then the nature didn't say, you know what, or the plant and say, you know what, I'm gonna hold off from you now. I'm not going to forgive. Nature is actually also very good in receiving and allowing to be supported, allowing the people to support natures in and improving the which whatever way. You know, if you have trees out there and they start leaning, they if you have trees that leaning and sometimes the paths as well, and then let's say you put a structure around the tree, many of us say, well, tree can't go anywhere anyway. But also at the same time, you can see sometimes you can see trees lean different way. So kind of like almost they don't want what are you doing, right? And so the but trees usually when you look at trees, you look at the pet, you look at nature in general. They welcome support. They welcome support. They allow themselves to be supported, and when things happen, they recover, they choose to let go and the best they can, and then to actually just recover. We got fire in this area where I live. In this area we have a bit of fire. Some of them are large scale fire, and you see that it's fascinating. You see the hill that was burned char, and we're talking about char. The whole ground was char just a few years back. And as rain come to wash the tops chart soil away and so forth, in just a matter of a couple of years, you can see that nature's try to recirculate themselves and rejuvenate. And now with the rain that come recently, you can see that hill, the hillside, the ground, actually all growing back with green grass. And it's not like nature said, huh, you let me burn there, you let me burn, and now you're trying to fix it. And no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. It's actually growing back. So those are some of the things that the character I noticed from natures. To not judge other, but also not judge ourselves when things are not perfect, to allow ourselves to love and to give love and good energy and perhaps other things too, but to give good tidings, good energy, good and love freely with no restrictions, and to also to allow support, to allow support and to be able to receive, as well as to be able to forgive and to move forward, to create something new, and some many times even better. And so where do you see this might apply in your life? Because you and I really are part of nature. And sometimes when we kind of just look back as our root, this is not being religious or anything, but just look back at our root, where we come. We are part of nature, where our molecule is part of the whole universe molecule, so to say. Then we might just say, okay, you know what, if we are part of nature, then what is it that we are able to learn from it, and to create in the best possible way. And then just to remember, you see, sometimes like the miraculous thing that natures do, last but not least, the miraculous thing that natures do, like we can sometimes see like this things just happen. You're like, wow, how's that happen that way? Oh, how could it's possibly that the things grow back in this way, or so forth. Is full of miracle. Nature's full of miracle. And so knowing that you and I are part of nature, we all are, know that it is in your life, it is in your book of life, so to say, for you to have miracles happen in life. Miracles happen all the time. And so perhaps right now you're like, hey, I felt that I have been burned. and swept off by a giant flood, and then picked up by a tornado and spun around and thrown back into the ground into little pieces. And if that's happening with you, then as we say, sometimes it can be beneficial to have support and know that when you allow support, just like nature's, miracle can happen and will happen because we are part of nature's, and so we are part of the whole system. That as you allow yourself to be like nature, that you also is a miracle and will welcome miracles and will have miracles in your life if you just allow it, the way nature's allow things, the way nature's allow to forgive, the way nature's allow love, the way nature's allow to receive and be supported. And so please share in the comment below also if you have noticed any miracle in your life, perhaps in your personal life, or perhaps something else with nature or someone else's. And please share in the comment below if you'd like to. But even more important, it's reflections for you, with you, on how are you with nature, and not just in external how you're doing recycling, but how synchronized, how harmonized are you with nature? Because the more harmonized you are with nature, then the miracle from nature, the miracle of life will come even more and more with you. And you got this a few checkpoints today just now. And so, and share in the comment if you'd like to, and see what is it that you foreseen miracle happen in your life, perhaps with nature, as you harmonize in with nature even more. And this is Bridget with Joyful Riches Beyond Grief. I love you very, very much, always and always. And I see that as you harmonize with nature, you harmonize with life in general, that you welcome an even more beautiful, thriving life. And if you are at a state where you feel like you just been burned or picked up by a tornado, thrown into pieces, or you just feel you are quite in a disharmony with life and nature, feel welcome just at nature. Feel welcome to reach out, to connect with me or somebody, sometimes other people who are professionals and know what they're doing, and allow just like nature, some support in your life so you too be able to welcome miracle much sooner and much better and much easier in your life, and create your magnificent, beautiful, thriving life one day at a time, and a beautiful, thriving life for you and all your loved one, and in very, very soon. And I look forward to see you again